Hello, everybody. Welcome back to PolyNerdic.com or the PolyNerdic YouTube channel, wherever you're watching this. Once again, my name is Shad. I am the face, voice, and brains of PolyNerdic.com, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today as I discuss the animated adaptation of one of, if not my all-time favorite Batman stories, easily in my top three, if not the top one altogether, and that is Hush. Written by Jeff Loeb, art by Jim Lee, fantastic stuff. As I said, arguably my favorite book in the Batman, of all the Batman stories, arguably my favorite. This movie, however, absolutely not my favorite. This movie is a disappointment. I will say that from the start here. It is a disappointment. I don't like what they changed with the story. I know. I hear you. The book is never as good as the movie. I know. But generally speaking, with comic book animated stuff, they nail it better than this. They missed the mark here. And it's largely because they changed too much. I don't know if they changed everything they changed to keep people like me on my toes. I don't know if they changed what they changed for whatever the hell reason they did it. But they changed too much. There's too many iconic scenes, too many iconic characters that aren't even in the movie. And then the most damning of all, they changed the antagonist. If you're unfamiliar with Hush, I'll give you the quick rundown. Hush is a man from Batman's past. Hush is hunting Batman. He wants to bring Batman down, but he wants to make Batman suffer because, he's a comic book villain. That's what they do. He's using Batman's rogues gallery. Batman doesn't know the rogues are being used against him in this manner until later in the story when he figures it out, because he's a detective. He detects. He figures out the mystery. This movie does away with all the subtlety of the written form. Novels, comics, graphic novels, they can be very incredibly subtle forms of storytelling. Movies tend to have to put it right on the nose so everyone gets it, no one's lost. This movie does that. This movie shows you Hush almost from the beginning, and he even has some bullshit line, which I don't remember is in the book. I could be wrong. It might be in the source material, but I don't remember it, so I'm going to call it bullshit right now, where he says, "Hush, Batman, hush," after doing a thing. I recall, and I need to reread this to make certain, but I recall the comic being more subtle in that, you saw shadows, and, he was alluded to, and it was late in the story before you found out about who he really was, or what he was up to, what his plan was. This movie all along shows you Hush talking to certain villains, Hush informing them of his plan, Hush telling them how they're going to be part of the plan. All that stuff is laid bare. So the mystery's gone for the most part. Then you add to it that they took out some crucial elements, some crucial scenes. I won't spoil it, but if you know the story, there's a fantastic scene towards the end in a cemetery. That scene and reveal, not in this movie. The reveal at the end of the story when Batman finds out who Hush is. Technically in the movie, but they changed the antagonist. Hush is not Hush in this movie. Hush is somebody else, and that's as spoilery as I'm going to get. He is not the Hush that you get from the comic book. He's a different character. This is not a good surprise. This is not Christmas surprise. This is not waking up Christmas morning and there's all these presents under the tree and there's just this glorious feeling of, I got all this stuff I wanted, but, people love me. Because that's what Christmas is about, right? Getting the gifts. This is more akin to the surprise of, you come home from a hard day at work and your spouse, your girlfriend, your partner has changed the locks and thrown all your stuff out on the front lawn. That's what this surprise is to me. Or at the very least, this surprise is like the Arkham Knight surprise of, he's a brand new character, wink wink. For those of you that played Arkham Knight. And, still a soft spot, a sore spot. Still a sore spot. DC animated movies are generally pretty good. I will always watch them. Some of them are better than others, but they are largely very, very good stuff. They have that Western anime style, which I admit I didn't like at first, but I've grown to enjoy. They're generally well acted, well written. I don't know what happened with this one. I don't know where the ball got dropped. I don't know what went wrong, but the changes are not good changes. They're not pleasant surprises. They are infuriating, and they make it a lesser story. This story is fantastic. This is must read. This is must read stuff. Hush, the animated movie, Batman: Hush, not must see stuff. Don't watch it unless you absolutely have nothing else to watch. I mean, watch it before you watch Spencer Confidential. And if you saw the Spencer Confidential review I did, you know what I'm talking about. Watch Batman Hush before you see Spencer Confidential. But also watch way many other things. So much other stuff out there. So much other stuff out there that deserves your eyes and time before the animated version of this fantastic story. I don't know what they did. I don't know why they did it. I am incredibly disappointed in DC for doing that fantastic story such a disservice. But that is what it is. Can't be undone now, right? Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Oh, wait, before I get to that, this movie's a 6 out of 10. Just slightly above average, and only just. I almost gave it a 5. In fact, the first time I recorded this, I did give it a 5. But then I realized it's better than Spencer Confidential. It deserves to have a higher score than Spencer Confidential. So it's a 6. But yeah, it's a disappointment. Your mileage might vary on that one. If you're not a fan of this, you might enjoy it more than me. But I think as a Batman movie, it works just fine. But as an adaptation of one of the best Batman stories, it fails miserably. So 6 out of 10 there. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. PolyNerdic on YouTube, obviously, if you're watching this. Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, Discord. I think that's all of them except PolyNerdic.com. If you're not already bookmarked there or following that, please do. We put up content every day. I try to drop something by 7 in the morning every single day. Sometimes 2 or 3 things happen, but I always try to have a 7 or 8 a.m., somewhere in that hour, something come out for you to enjoy during your day. Whether it's a quick read or a video to play, I do my best to get content out there to you. I enjoy doing this. This is a labor of love. Don't make a dime with it at this point. It is not supporting me at all. As much as I would love it to do so. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time right here on PolyNerdic.com or on PolyNerdic on YouTube with more reviews, more video game stuff in the future. See you soon.